Guruve Gaura Janjaya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinode Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam devotees. So, this morning I'm just doing a very quick and short glorification of Sri Satchidananda Bhaktivinode Thakura. Of course, yesterday was the Avirbhav of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad, and today is the Avirbhav of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura. So, of course, both Vilas Manjari and Kamla Manjari, they are the eternal associates and Palyadasis of Srimati Radhika, which is our greatest aspiration. So, having something of their glories and Mahima is so important to us. So, yesterday, by grace of a senior godbrother of mine, I was able to receive an article of my Guru Pada Padma describing the glory of Jiva Goswami, especially in a very unique way, by giving a understanding of a very complex subject matter. So that was really, really wonderful. And today, I thought rather than just posting an article, I would actually speak something very short about the unique Vaishishya, speciality of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it's mentioned there, Pitriya Chayata Nagarari Gram Savatra Prachar Hoibe Morinam, that Mahaprabhu, he expressed a prophecy that this Harinam, it would spread to every town and village. So sometimes we consider that statement is about the chanting of Harinam, that there will be several Sankirtan parties doing Naga Sankirtan in every single town and village, and that is the meaning and the fulfillment of the prophecy, that when you see that, that is the fulfillment. But actually, it is so much deeper than that, because Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura, in essence, was saying, not only Harinam, or Nam Akshar, the letters of Harinam would exist in every town and village, but all of the conceptions that are the Sarup of Harinam would also go to every town and village. So it means that everything about the inner nature of Harinam, the holy name, the Harikatha, which is the Swarup of Harinam, all of that would go to every town and village. And when you think about it in that paradigm, it is astonishing. It is adbhut. it is completely amazing that all over the world, in so many different cultures, so many different social stratas, so many different economic stratas, so many different individual karmic portfolios at play, still the essence, the distilled essence of the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming down to our Goswami Varga, it completely found its... So if you compared, just to give an example, if you compared, when you take raw materials, very necessary raw materials, and you send them to a place to have them prepared for distribution, Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura was like that. That all of the teachings of our Goswami Varga, they became distilled and made available by the processing center of the heart of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura. And then Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura prayed that, oh, may a personality appear who could become my assistant to help me package all of these conceptions to make them digestible for the whole world. And of course, the divine appearance of Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Stutara Satasishimat, Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur, Bimla Prasad, right, appeared to Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura and became that packaging agent. Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura took all of the concepts and he put all the raw materials, so to speak, in a way that would be pragmatic, useful, digestible for people all over the world, because the intention, as I mentioned, was never to distribute Nam Akshar, right, the letters of the holy name. Though there's so much potency, power, sukriti, everything in simply hearing Harinam. But also Harinam is Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. That all kinds of transcendental ras is imbued in Harinam. And that transcendental rasa has the power, Raso Vrajam Rasopiyasya Param Drishanavartate, what's expressed in Bhagavad Gita as the ability to remove Jadras, the taste for the material world, the taste which makes the jiva bahirmukh, or turned away from Bhagavan. This Harinam has the power to bestow Shraddha, which makes the jiva unmukh, or turn towards Bhagavan. And amazingly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, I often quote this verse, 11:22:10, Svato na sambhavanti anya gyanatva ganadobhavet, that the jiva's involvement in the material world is such that they can't extricate themselves. So through this Harinam, the teachings which are embedded in Harinam, which become manifest by the mercy of pure devotees who reveal the Swarup of Harinam through their Harikatha, has the power to break the Abhinavesh, the inextricable absorption of the jivas in material life, to break that, turn them towards Bhagavan, and then reveal the highest kind of bliss, which is the bliss of the vicarious taste of the moods of Swamini Shrimati Radhika. So from the lowest thing to the highest. Therefore, Chirad Atadamni Jaguptavitam Swanama Prem Amrita Atyudara. Harinam is imbued with a Amrit, Prem Amrit. So way beyond just the Akshar or the chanting of the name which produce auspiciousness, this Prem Amrit is also present in Harinam. And Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura became the center in which, the distribution center, in which all of the materials took their storage, awaiting distribution. He put together all of the raw materials in a way that they could be packaged. You know, when you get all the raw materials, you have to put them together in a certain way. Then there's a packaging agent, which takes all of it, fits it into a neat package, and then there's someone who delivers it. So the chain of custody here of this divine prophecy of Mahaprabhu was Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura, who was the reception center, Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur, who was the packaging agent. He designed the packaging that would be practiced and digested as a practice all over the world. Because it would be very difficult, for instance, to follow the earlier mode of practice as it had come down to our Goswami Vargam, which is written like in Gorgovind Archan Smaran Padati. Who can give everything, go to Brajadam, do deep, deep bhajan with no material influences, anything else? Who was prepared for that? So here, Bhaktivinode Thakura gave all of the Goswami Granthas in one book, Jaiva Dharma. Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur packaged everything in such a way that there was a digestible program. No matter who you were, you could come in and practice the Gaudiya Math standard of bhajan life from any different position you may have entered into the path of bhakti from. And then, of course, that person who delivered that package was Nityalila Pravishto Vishnupada Paramahamsa Stotara Satasisimat, as Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivinode Swami, our Srila Prabhupada. So the Prabhu tribe, a third Prabhu tribe, well, second Prabhu tribe for some people. In my Jayadvani, I always include my Guru Parapadma, his very dear godbrother, Srila Vaman Maharaj, and Srila Tribhuvan Maharaj is a Dusra Prabhu tribe, means a second Prabhu tribe. Well, also now you have a third Prabhu tribe, in one sense, according to my Harikata for today. Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakura, now Srila Prabhupada. How they worked as an amazing team to deliver the wonder of the prophecy uttered directly from the mouth of Mahaprabhu. So in that prophecy is all of the potency of the heart of Mahaprabhu, that he wanted this. He wanted that in every town and village, not just throughout Bharat or India, but throughout the entire world. That the Harinam, with all of its potency, Namnam Akari Bahuda, Nija Sarva Shakti, everything is in Harinam, and the Swarup of Harinam, Harikata, all of the glories and Mahima of Krishna, his associates, his Dham, so Nam, Rup, Gun, Parikar, Lila, etc., all would be instilled in the hearts of so many different jivas, right? Because the jiva has no capacity for these things unless they get the extreme mercy of Guru and Krishna. Brahmanda, Brahmati, Kon, Bhagavan, Jiv, Guru Krishna Prasade, Poi, Bhakti, Latabij. Only by great fortune, like Yadrichaya Matkattadoho. There's one verse in Srimad Bhagavatam and it begins Yadrichaya. So many of our Purva Acharya's writings, right? This word Yadrichaya has been explained. So Yadrichaya means by good fortune. That's the actual meaning. But this good fortune is not like the good fortune that comes from good karma, or the good fortune that's from the accumulation of so much sukriti. This good fortune is a transcendentally good fortune that evolves from the Paramasvatantra Bhagavad Bhakta. Because Bhagavan himself, according to Madhurya Kandamini and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakurpad, Bhagavan does not himself give bhakti. Bhaktya Sanjatya Bhakta. Bhaktya. Bhakti comes from bhakti. So the extreme mercy of how that bhakti will be distributed is very important. So who will distribute that bhakti? Oh, Paramasvatantra Bhagavad Bhakta. So Paramasvatantrata means they've been granted the autonomy, the independence to distribute the crushed jewel of love of God to the jivas. Because in the Madhurya Kandamini it mentions that if Bhagavan himself will distribute bhakti, he may be attributed with the fault called asamya dosh, means partiality. Why Bhagavan you've given one person bhakti and not given another? So Bhagavan, he keeps himself hidden behind Yeyatamam Prapajante Tam Statava Bhajamyam. Yes, according to how you surrender to me, I'm rewarding you accordingly. Right? So he's not going to be implicated in partiality. Oh, I gave this person bhakti, didn't give that. So bhakti, however, is extremely merciful. And bhakti is very desirous that the jivas will have this bhakti so they can serve Bhagavan. So then how will they distribute? Oh, the Parama Bhagavad Bhakta, they coming to the Madhyam Adhikar platform means Prema Maitri Kripupeksha Sakaroti Samadhyama. They come to the platform where they have praying for Bhagavan. Their praying for Bhagavan is not disturbed. But they're also able to see those persons, right, who are innocent, those persons who are envious, right? And on the basis of being able to see by the nature of this Madhyam Adhikar, their ability to see the different divisions of jivas, they will not be attributed with the fault of asamya dosha partiality, because it is natural in their vision that they are distributing bhakti by their mercy according to different categories. Ishtaritara dineshu baliseshu disatsacha. Those who are envious, there may be some neglect to those persons. Even though we see that even in the case of Prahalad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu, though Hiranyakashipu was full of all, for Leela's sake, full of all kinds of opposition to Bhagavan, Prahalad Maharaj's Karun Shakti overrode the idea of upeksha. He tried so much to help his father. You understand? There's so much mystery behind this Narasingha Prahalad Charit. Who is Jai and Vijay? What is the loving service of Jai and Vijay to Narayan Bhagavan? Samrama Samritya Anubhadi Samadhi Yog. Actually, their incarnation in this world was not really as demons, but as the parikas of Bhagavan. They accepted the role of demons to give pleasure to Bhagavan in Viras. So many deep concepts are there, but for the Upakyan, we can say that Prahlad Maharaj, for our point here, he did not show apeksha, but he even showed karun to his father, who was so much opposed to Bhagavan. So the pure devotees, sometimes their apeksha is overridden by their karun shakti, and they will even try to help those who are envious. But certainly, those who are balishu, those who are very innocent persons, right? Then they show mercy to those persons, and they're always doing Vaishnav Maitri. It means always having Vaishnav friendship, right? So this distribution by the devotees is the paramount expression of Bhagavan's Audhorya, means his magnificence. So our Srila Prabhupada, he was that person who distributed the combined raw materials that appeared in the heart of Satyam Goswami Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura, was so nicely packaged by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then the Agyai, the order of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, being the impelling factor in the heart of our Srila Prabhupada, who was doing bhajan in the Rasa Stali, having darshan of Rupa Manjari and Rupa Goswami, right, to impel to leave that place, to come to fulfill the prophecy of Mahaprabhu. It is completely astonishing, wonderful, and not repayable. So Srila Bhaktivinode Thakur, without his having brought together all of the raw materials of the Vichar of Mahaprabhu that has come down to our Goswami Varga, we would not be in this position we are today, that, you know, young men and women perhaps who were everything from hippies to drug addicts to, you know, some people maybe army generals, some people maybe high-class businessmen, everybody, that their chitta would be influenced by the effects of the Nam coming from the mouth of our Srila Prabhupada in Tompkins Square Park, right? Which was all imbued with the Shakti of Bhaktivinode Thakur, the Agyai, the order of his Gurudev Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and of course the infused mercy of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. One prayer is written about our Srila Prabhupada. Guru Agya Sirasi Dharane Shakya Vesh Sarupine. Having taken the Agyai, order of his Gurudev, on his head, and making his head, heart, all one thing, and imbuing that order fully in his being, he became the Avesh of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Because Sri Nityananda Prabhu, in the Leela of Jagai and Madai, he showed what is the nature of those who are distributing this bhakti. He shed blood to give the lowest, Jagai and Madai, this love of Godhead. When Mahaprabhu called, Suno Nitai, Suno Haridas, and he gave the order, listen Haridas, listen Nityananda, go out and preach. Because Mahaprabhu, it's explained, Prem Roshniyas Karite Ashwadan, Rag Marg Bhakti Lok Karite Pracharan. Says Mahaprabhu did prachar of Rag Marg, but to whom? Prem Naiva Goparamanam Kamam Ityagamat Pratam Udava Adayo Piektan Vajanti Bhagavad Priya. To all the devotees of previous incarnations who came into Mahaprabhu's Leela by the mercy of Mahaprabhu to taste the intensity of Braj Prem. And in the Kirtan Ras, in the courtyard of Srivas, they tasted the intensity of that Braj mood. They did not become Brijabasis, but by the vasishta of their dashyata towards Mahaprabhu, they tasted the intensity of Braj mood. So who will distribute this to the jivas? The pure devotees, the Paramasvatantra Bhagavad Bhaktas. So Mahaprabhu allowed this conception to flow from the heart of Nityananda Prabhu. What mood? That he would be so merciful that those persons who were so sinful that even the scribes of Yamaraj gave up on them. Oh, so many sins we cannot keep up with it. They threw their journals in the ocean. To those persons, Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. And why Haridas Thakur should accompany Nityananda? Because who is Haridas Thakur? He is Nam Nishta Roop. He's the personification of Nishta in Harinam. So Harinam and Shri Guru Tattva combined together is what delivers even the most fallen jivas. And Guru gives his blood to do that. Do you think our acharyas, though we may not have physically seen blood come from them, have not given their blood to save us? Your blood in your body goes through transformation. And finally, according to Ayurveda, it turns into ojas, the very vitality of existence. So those who have used their energy, their ojas, to travel here and there doing Harikatha, Srila Prabhupada in the elderly age, leaving Braj, coming on a steamship, not first class airplane or anything, coming here and going to the lowest rungs of society on the Bowery and giving his kripa to deliver so many people. Is this not the Prakash of Nityananda, the manifestation of Nityananda Tattva? You understand? So all of our acharyas are like that. My Guru Padma also, traveling in elder age to fulfill the continuum of that order given to Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada gave order to Srila Gurudev, oh, I want you to help my disciples. So now Gurudev is also obliged in that prophecy to come. And in fact, very wonderfully, almost like the greatest kind of teamwork, our Srila Prabhupada came cutting all the jungles of misconception. And at the same time, in his writings, putting all of the deep mysteries and rahasya of bhakti in his writings. And then Srila Gurudev came and he revealed all of the mysteries and rahasya of bhakti, the swarup of Harinam. He revealed the glories of all of these things, having been given that order by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada compiled everything. And it's so amazing because just like Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada packaged everything, how we will do Mangalarati, Guru Ashtakam, all these different various things, how we will conduct the sadhana which is appropriate for us, how we will do all of these things, right? In the same way, our Srila Prabhupada packaged everything in his writings, right? And then in the same time, he casted a huge net to bring in people from all stratas into the fold of faith in the fact that God is personal, in the fact that God and the jiva have a loving relationship, in the fact that actually this material life is only suffering, in the fact that it is very possible that you can attain the highest degree of love for God. Not just an idea that God is an order supplier, not just the idea of God as the creator of the world, but actually God the person whom you can develop an extreme loving relationship with. All of that was put in the packaging of Srila Prabhupada's transcendental translations, writings, purports, etc. And Srila Gurudev unlocked that treasure chest. Just like it's mentioned, Yan Kali Rupa Sharira Nadarata Tan Raja Prema Mahanidhi Uttarika. That actually the transcendental treasure chest of Mahaprabhu's love and teachings was locked away, and our Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, oh, if he had not appeared, what would have happened? Because he unlocked that chest and distributed its contents. In the same way, Srila Gurudev unlocked that same transcendental jewel of Rupa Goswami's teachings that were fully embedded in the writings of our Srila Prabhupada. He unlocked the chest of those writings and distributed it to the whole world, traveling around the world more than 30 times. So all of this has its genesis in Srila Bhaktivinode. That's why sometimes we'll say we're Bhaktivinode Dara. We're all Rupanuga. But sometimes we'll also give the understanding we're Bhaktivinode Dhara, because we recognize that Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura was the synthesis of the teachings of the Goswamis, therefore saying Satyam Goswami. Not all may appreciate like that, but it doesn't matter. If in my family I name my uncle a nickname, or I give my uncle a name, who cares what everyone else in the world thinks? Right? This is not a negative mood towards all others. It is only the showing of the love and affection within a family. You understand? So we should not debate people about this idea that Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura is affectionately referred to us as Satyam Goswami. But also substantively, he is Satyam Goswami, because he has imbibed all of the teachings that came down to our Goswami Varga and has put them in a way that is, first of all, able to be digested all over the world. How many people could have digested the Satsandarbhas of Jiva Goswami Pad? Even today, there's so many arguments, who translated what, is this correct, is that? Who would have, having been sitting in the a park in New York, smoking marijuana ganja thing, all these different, who would have understood what is Jiva Goswami? Who could have, for that matter, understood even the speaking in English of Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur? You have to read Srila Bhaktivinode Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada 3, 4, 5 times before you can catch, even in English, what's being said. So this is the extreme mercy of our Guru Vargas. You understand? Especially today we're glorifying the Mahima of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura. So my Dandavat Pranam devotees, everyone please do very blissful meditation on the great contribution of Srila Bhaktivinode Thakura, and pray, like I'm praying also, for his causeless mercy, that it will descend through the kind affection of my Guru Pada Padma and give me some inspiration in Bhakti Sadhan and Bhakti Seva. Vancha kalpatrubhisya kripa sindhuvevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Radhe Radhe.